Do you like big trains?
Yes.
Do you like pulling super long trains? Me too. That's why we have so many RailKing boxcars. I've gone out of my way to try and find these specific size of cars because they look great behind scale engines, semi-scale engines, everything in between. And we've got a lot of them. Will you count it? Do you remember how many we have?
44.
40 what?
44.
Oh my gosh, that's just one type of boxcar. We still have a ton more in storage underneath the layout. But to keep all of these happy, we need to keep them lubricated because happy trains are, clean trains. Oh, and they're all dusty. So did you help me clean these?
Yes.
And I lubricated them. And then we hooked them all up, but we had a couple of couplers that were a little weak. So we essentially use this as a test to make sure that all of our rolling stock is in great shape. And I just wanted to show you a few of the things that we do with it. And obviously, it's just a lot of fun to run big trains. So there's some fun footage at the end of this too. So let's show them. Ready to toot?
Yep.
Let's roll out. All right, let's go.
See?
The whole thing's moving.
Clean it.
So I start off by finding all of our RailKing cars, and I start lubricating all the wheels down here. Then I send them up to my son, who starts dusting them off with this makeup brush. It actually works really well. Then he takes those and assembles the train with them. And surprise, surprise, at the head end of this train is Big Boy. And we just start running it around the layout until we notice that something isn't quite right.
Dispatcher, are we clear through the diamond? Over. Interlocking, all clear.
One of those cars. Aha! So we take the failed car off to the side, and I put this small rubber band over one end of the coupler. Then I use this flathead screwdriver to kind of help bring the other end of the rubber band to the other side. Then I can use that same screwdriver to kind of work the rubber band over the rest of the components so that way it fits nice and snug right over where it wants to be. You don't want this covering the actual knuckle coupler itself. You want it back further so that way it can hold extra tension on the lever below that would normally release it. So if you're trying to figure out what these are 3/8 inch tiny rubber bands. I got a little baggie of them on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description. But these are tiny. But I kind of wanted them to be because I didn't want to keep wrapping around endless lengths of rubber band. I wanted this to be able to essentially fit around the section around the coupler where they were going to hold. However, if you have couplers like these, they won't really help. Really only the type where it pulls down from the bottom, this will hold it in place. But these type of couplers that have the little lever that pushes back, if you put it around here, it'll really just kind of scrunch up behind it, and it's not nearly as effective as it is on the more traditional style. However, what you can do with these, like I was doing for my son before he was lining them all up, is lubricate everything. Because not only are, again, lubricated trains happy trains, but also your trains won't have to work as hard to pull these as they are spinning super easily. There's less resistance on them. I find especially passenger cars with multiple wheels underneath them tend to need a little bit more lube. Look at those guys. They're still rolling. That's amazing. But yeah, the less your train has to work hard to pull trains, in this case, a long train, the easier it's going to be on your train to be able to do it in the first place. So essentially, we keep running the train in a full loop until we see something else go wrong. And if it can make it all the way around all 65 feet of our mainline track, then we know all of the cars are good. But if we see a break or something like that happen, then we know we've got to revisit things and fix it. That sounded great. Uh-oh. Stop him. Oh, another Missouri Pacific.
That was the same one.
No, actually, this one's a... Oh, wait, it's the same one. It's just a different coupler.
Yeah.
All right, let's fix it. That's why I left these out. RailKing cars alone take up half the layout. This is a great excuse to run big trains, because at the end of the day, we could just throw cars up there and run big trains all day, but by disguising it as fun, by doing the maintenance and doing the work on these to keep everything running right, it goes a lot faster, it's a lot more enjoyable to do together, and yeah, for as often as we run these cars, it's good to take care of them so that way we can keep enjoying them into the future. Speaking of having fun together, my son and I would love to hear from you guys, because the next thing we're going to be working on is a bit of a Q&A. So chime in the comments down below, or check out our Instagram, The Secondhand Overland, unsurprisingly, and let us know what you guys would like to know about us, about our railroad, about really anything. And we'll be picking some of our favorites to post in the next video. So we'd love to hear from you guys and see what you'd like to know and answer stuff and have fun along with that. Plus, it's also kind of fun to compare it to the older video that we did last year, the Q&A that we did. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. As always, like, subscribe, and obviously comment if you'd like to get in on the Q&A. And we'll see you guys on the next one.